grow up in a good home. You can have loving parents. You could be sober for quite some time and still walk around as an adult feeling pretty anxious and disconnected, especially within your relationships, or like something is still missing. And many people can't really put their finger on as to why, because when I talk about this with them, especially childhood environment, many adults will say that their parents love them. But when we discuss if their parents nurtured them, that brings up a whole nother perspective into how it was to be in their home environment. A lot of parents think that they're doing a great job because they're giving their kids more today now than they had when they were a kid growing up. Maybe it looks like a bigger house, a nicer neighborhood, fancier vacations, maybe even your child's first car is a brand new car instead of an old beat up car that maybe you got when you were just starting to drive. And parents will say things like, I just want the best for my kids. I just want them to be happy. But none of that is nurture. Nurture is when a child is allowed to experience the full range of emotions, even ones that really can disturb and trigger us as parents. That's how a child feels seen for who they are, instead of having to adapt in order to appease the parents. When a child behaves a certain way and we don't stay emotionally regulated and teach them, right, the skills to better handle their situation, they don't feel safe around us. And if we don't have the wisdom, the experience, the skills to step into our own emotional world, we're not going to be able to do that for them. And so they're also going to feel misunderstood a lot of times. See, when a child's emotions are met, when a parent can sit next to them and say, hey, I see that you're frustrated. I see you're angry. I understand actually why you're upset. It doesn't mean we have to give in to them or that we're condoning behavior. But it goes a long way in building connection with our children. And then, when that connection is established and they feel understood, they feel safe, that's where the teaching and correction can come in. And children are way more receptive to parents when they feel connected to them. And everything I'm talking about here, that's nurture. And we hear this all the time. Oh, is it nature versus nurture? In the complex trauma and addiction world that I'm in, nurture plays a very big part in how children grow up. And I'm not talking about if you were loved as a kid. When a child's needs are not met, and remember, children go through all these developmental stages, the infancy stage, toddler, preschool, school age, teenage. And they have a lot of going on with them. And as parents, we weren't trained in this. We're not schooled in this. We're just trying to navigate these years the best we can. But what happens is children have to adapt from what their parents just don't know how to give them. And so kids become who their parents needed them to be, right? So in order for their parents to regulate, stop crying, you're making me angry. That's where a lot of the wounds start, how complex trauma starts to develop. See, it's not always in like the abuse that many of us think of. It's in what was missing from your childhood. And now as adults, we're not really quite sure why we think the way we think, feel the way we feel. We're having all this marital conflict. Our kids won't listen to us. And I'm helping people trace this stuff back. It is connected. See, when nurture is missing from your childhood, people call it, you have to develop a false self. And as kids get older, through this false self, they're lost, right? Disconnected from themselves and others. So they have to fill that up somehow, some way. Teenagers, young adults, whatever age, find it through alcohol, cigarettes, smoking, vaping, food, self-harm, gambling, drugs, being the center of attention. Or it's possible you go the exact other way. You harden your exterior. You walk around with this toughness. I don't need anyone. And anybody who's needy or needs people, right? They're weak. Something's off with them. See, in relationships, you start expecting other people to give you what your parents never gave you. You're still trying to be validated, to connect, to be loved, to feel seen, to feel heard, to be understood. And you're going to put that pressure onto the people closest to you, especially a spouse. And it does the opposite of what we want. It pushes people away. So what's the way out of all this? How can you heal? And the work that I do, the coaching I do, it's called inner child and parts work. You're going to reparent yourself. It means you stop waiting for someone else to give you what you didn't get. Now, in a marriage, there are times, small percentage of times, where you can try to look to your spouse to help you co-regulate, to meet some of your needs, maybe to help you out because they've been with you for quite some time, they understand you. But most of the time, it's about looking within, meeting your own needs first. And you start learning how to be compassionate with yourself and how to really take care of yourself. What do I need right now? That's a very important question. Do I need rest? Do I have to slow down? Do I need support from the people in the house? Do I need connection? Do I need comfort from my spouse? Or is it something deeper? Maybe you're looking for attention, encouragement, just feeling like you matter. Most people were never taught how to identify their needs. They weren't, let alone how to meet these needs. But we continue to look outside of ourselves. We know how to do that. Reparenting is learning how to meet those needs in a healthy way. See, all of that's nurture. Healing isn't someone else doing the work for you. It's you finally showing up for yourself. If you're starting to see this in your life, or maybe you've been seeing it for quite some time, this is exactly the work that I do with families, with spouses.